Hello and welcome. My name is Maria Kliavkov, and I'm the founding director of Healthy Mourning Revolution. We're here to revolutionize the way you think about your grief and mourning. And we're here today to talk about grief avoidance and all of the myriad of ways that we run from our grief when it starts to knock at our door. It often sounds like I can't slow down to my grief. I can't possibly slow down because if I slow down, it will win. If I slow down, it will take over. If I slow down, it will start and it will never stop. Have you ever used the word it when referring to your grief? I always invite my clients to explore, what do they really mean when they say it? Is it an it around, if I start crying, I won't stop? Are we afraid of converting that feeling that's going on the inside into some kind of external expression, crying, mourning? And if we are afraid to do that, then think about what we trap inside of us. That's buried and carried grief. When I was growing up, there was a book that we used to read. It was my favorite book. It was called The Monster at the End of the Book. And for those of you who are of Sesame Street years in growing up, then you'll know what I'm talking about when I say it was Lovable Grover who was the monster at the end of the book. And he kept trying to stop the reader from turning the page. It's a very funny book, and I strongly encourage you to go look at it and maybe even read it. In fact, I might actually do a reading of that book in one of these videos, because that book is wisdom for grief. What he does is he keeps trying to stop the reader from finishing the book for fear of the monster at the end of the book. And then he discovers at the end of the book, the monster is him. It's a lot like that with our grief, because the reality is the grief that we would avoid, the grief that we would fight, the grief that we would not let come through is actually slowly but surely snuffing out our life force, right? It's making our life dim and miserable. And really what our grief is looking to do is it's looking to be released and relieved through the mourning process, through the tears, through the very emotions that we're afraid of feeling. If we'd allow ourselves only to feel those feelings and move through it, then that's what would happen. We'd move through it. And it's even possible to move through it with ease and grace. But it has to stop with our willingness to be present to and with our grief. If you're curious about how to do this and you're not quite sure, then I invite you to visit us on healthymourning.com. That's Healthy Mourning, MOURNING.com, and click on immediate support and see the numerous ways that we can support you, whether it's filling out a self-assessment form or it's booking a half-an-hour discovery call with me. There are a myriad of ways that we can be of support to you right here and right now. First and foremost, if you haven't yet, then I invite you to click like and subscribe, and even click on that button that will notify you every time we release a new video, which is usually about once a week. I ask you to please, if this was of help to you in reframing the way you're thinking about your grief and realizing that maybe you don't need to fear your grief, but rather it's an opportunity for you to lean in and on your grief, because your grief has wisdom for you here and will get you to the other side. If that idea is inspiring to you, I guarantee it will be inspiring to other people in your circle. Please do share this video so that together we can create compassionate grief communities for one another. It's so important that we have people who know how to support us in our grief journey. Until next time, I wish you ease and grace in your grief journey. Namaste.